Hello, welcome to today's end of the week Forex market technical analysis review. Today, we would review the market in the last 1 week and give an outlook of what to expect in the coming week. I am Adetunji Adeshino, lead coach at Trading as a Business Group and a private fund manager at Trendonomics Partners Limited. Before I dive into the business of the day, I would enjoy you to click on the subscribe button below for you to get my daily trade ideas, midweek and end of the week market review and outlook. I'll also feature experienced traders on this channel to get helpful insights on how to successfully trade the Forex market. Now let us look at the market and see what it had done in the previous week. As it is my approach, I love to look at the market from a top-down approach. My first approach is to look at the general market index, the general market behavior through the broad index. Then I look at the individual stocks. Basically, I look at the major currency pairs. Then we'll pick one or two pair that are conformed with our trading strategy or that are giving us high probability setup, and give a bit of outlook into the coming week. First off, let's look at the dollar index. The dollar index for the past 5 to 6 months, weeks has been on the rise. We've seen the dollar index appreciate significantly from the low of about significantly risen, basically from the low of 89.48, and it has gotten to as high as 105. 105 basically. It has gotten to an high of 105. But the interesting thing about it is that in the last 6 to 7 weeks, we have seen a sharp appreciation in the dollar against every other pair. Going back to a monthly, let's look at the monthly time frame. We would see that the 103.76 is a significant resistance level. Why is that? Because we've seen it was a previous support that had become a resistance. It was a previous support we saw in 2001. Now it went back to that same level in 2015. Now it's back to that point in 2022. So it became a very significant level, and we had expected that at this point there should be a corrective move, and for the first time in the last 7 weeks we've seen a downward a decline in the dollar index, where the market has begun to sell the dollar index. Would we see this as a key reversal? I don't think so. I think it's just a corrective move, and in the long run the dollar is poised for a further appreciation. But in the short and medium term, we expect the dollar to correct, not really significantly, but correct moderately, and resume the upward trend. So in last week, basically, the dollar had the close bearish below the open after 7 consecutive uptrend. So what our expectation is that we expect that the dollar itself should have some moderate decline and resume the uptrend in the long run. But this also gives us a trading opportunity though, and it's an opportunity for us to also see some setups in the near time in some other currency pairs. Another basic index that I want us to look at before I dive into the main stock is I looked at the yen index, because the yen also index is a basket of cross currency paired against the yen, Japanese yen. Interestingly, the Japanese yen has been on a decline, so it has moved inversely to what dollar has done. So you've seen the Japanese yen decline significantly when it broke the 9031, and it has come significantly to the downside. You've seen the Bollinger Band expand downward. In the last last 4 or 5 weeks, because it's a weekly chart, we've seen the yen index now correcting back to the upside, and this could also signal that we may see a bit of an appreciation in the yen in the near term. So let's go back to our dollar index, and so two things to note in this case. We've seen that the dollar itself is in the long term on the uptrend, but we expect a bit of a correction or consolidation before the resumption of the uptrend. While in the yen, it has been on a downside trend, and we expect a bit of a correction before it to the upside a bit in the near time and continue a downward movement. Now, having looked at that, let's just take a look at the major currency pair and see what to expect, what it had done in the week, and what to expect in the coming week. Like I said during the midweek video, please you can check through the midweek video that I did regarding the major currency pairs. I did a market review in the week. You can look at the channel, check out the videos. We noted that Euro USD is at a critical support level, and we expect that there should be a corrective move to the upside, and which actually expected our expectation. And now we've seen Euro USD close bullish after weeks of sharp downtrend. So now let's looking at the daily time frame of this currency pair. What do we expect? Basically, from the weekly time frame and the month and the daily time frame, we expect that there should be a form of near-time appreciation, upside movement in the Euro USD. So I say expect a bit of correction, a movement to the upside, then we wait for a setup, a probably setup that will tell us that the trend should continue on the downside. So we expect the euro in the coming week to continue its corrective move to the upside. Basically, our near-term target point is actually at 1.0700. So we're looking at 1.0766, but I love to have a better view to hit. So what I do is I draw my Fibonacci to have a better understanding. So I try to pick this current trend and say, okay, what will be the likely dynamic resistance before then we begin to look at what pattern is formed around this point. So what I'm expecting is this. I expect the euro to continue to appreciate upward to 1.0766 or 1.0750. So it's actually a range. So we're looking at what would the euro US dollar do around this zone if it breaks above the 1.0617. So we have an idea of what to look at. We have an idea of how to approach the market in the coming week. Alternatively, if the euro USD continues its downtrend and it goes below the 1.045 zone, so we'll see a continuous sharp trend downward movement. So let's look at another major pair, which is British pounds US dollar. I also did a bit of a review on that also during the week, and we also noted the same pattern, the behavioral pattern as we had seen in euro US dollar. We expect that there should be a corrective move, and this is a cool corrective move. This is more like an engulf, bullish engulf pattern on a weekly time frame, having gotten to a critical support zone. So obviously, like we had expected, we expect a corrective move in the dollar or a consolidation, and we expect also a corrective move in the euro USD. Same also, we expect a corrective move in the British pounds US dollar. So to have a better understand, a better gauge, a mirror to the market, I also draw my Fibonacci. It's actually a tool I use a lot. Also, we'll also observe that the moving average, RSI 14-week period has been on an oversold territory when it touches the support zone of 1.2242 and 1.2178. So we expect a bit of correction. So what am I expecting in a week? My expectation is that the pounds should appreciate further if it breaks about 1.2534, and um, we're looking towards 1.2768. That's actually an important point, but we've seen a lot of cluster of resistance zones along the way. So it could be a hard knock to crack, but we want to look at how the market will behave. But we expect a further correction to the upside in British pounds, US dollar in the coming week. Another interesting currency pair before I go down to one or two pair that I'm actually looking at is the US dollar Canadian dollar. What an interesting pair for the week. After it touches, I think I did something around this too along in the week where I looked at this currency pair having gotten to also critical. So we see most of the major currency pair reacting at a critical resistance or at a support level on a weekly time frame. So we expect that this currency pair should consolidate a bit and continue its uptrend. Um, let's draw Fibonacci as usual for us to know where we are and what to expect. So we'll see that the market is currently ranging, consolidating at 38.2 Fibonacci retracement zone, which is at 1.2818 of the uptrend. So we're expecting that a bit of a resumption in that, but that will only be confirmed if it breaks above the 1.3000 zone. Else, we still expect more of consolidation in or range bound movement in this currency pair. Before I close out my weekly end of the week analysis and review, I basically have been looking at the British pounds, uh, Japanese yen. Remember, I noted why I purposely decided to review the yen index is to have an idea of what to expect in the yen. Now we see that the yen is more likely to appreciate in this coming week. Basically, we expect an upward movement in the yen in the near term. Now we'll see this, which I explained something about the head and shoulder pattern formation in the British pounds Japanese yen, and we reviewed that at the end of during the week on Wednesday. The market closed fully bearish, but the movement wasn't sustained. Instead, we saw a bit of a consolidative move because there was a support zone at 158.16. So there was a consolidative move. But interestingly, what we saw on Thursday and Friday in the trading week was that the market appreciated marginally and went to retest the neckline that been breached. Now we've seen the market react around this. So what am I expecting? What am I expecting to do? I'm still looking forward to go short on this currency pair. So I'm looking forward to go short on this currency pair, but I need a confirmation. So I will wait for the end of the trading day on Monday, 24th of May, to give me an idea of what to do. So if the market closes bearish, it means that this resistance, this trend neckline has become a significant resistance point and it held. So I take a moderate short, then I wait for a breakout below this zone, support zones, for a more aggressive sell. So alternatively, a close above this neckline on Monday, 24th of May, tells me that we will probably be looking towards a bullish run in the British pounds GBPJPY. It means that this resistance zone, which we have seen on a weekly time frame, or this support zone, resistance that has now become a support now holds. It means that has become a significant point for us to begin to appreciate to take a buy. So my setup for the week is this: we did a buy, we did a sell during the week, and in my Telegram group, let's click on this the link in the description to join the Telegram group. We did a sell, and the moment we had a 1-to-1 reward ratio, we closed half of the trade and we shifted our stop loss to break even, but it went back to stop us out. So which means that we actually won. We got a 1-to-1, 1-to-ratio 1 reward on the trade. So now we are looking for another high probability setup. It closed above the neckline tells us we're going to do a buy. It closed below the trend line, the neckline on Monday 24th, we tell us a sell. So I'll be sharing my exact entry price on Monday or Tuesday 25th. So I believe this is giving us an imagined trade setup. Before I close for today, now let us actually look at my final pair. My final pair is also student dollar, Japan, US dollar, which is an interesting pair. Also, in same formation like we have seen in the Euro US dollar. Thank you for watching. You can get our real-time trading ideas and tips from our Telegram group. Click on the link in the description. Remember to click on the subscribe button for our next midweek and end of the week market review. Bye. Have a profitable trading week.